Hey, I want to officially welcome you to our team here at City Hope. We are so excited that you have decided to partner with us, and we can't wait to get you serving on a team. But before we do that, over the next couple of minutes, I'm going to unpack this guest services orientation manual. You should have received one in the email, and you can follow along with me. I want to talk to you right now about the heart of guest services. See, the whole reason why we even have a guest services team is because we are all about people. People matter to us because they matter to God. And the guest services team has the honor of setting a joyful, exciting, loving atmosphere for all people who step onto our campus during a weekend experience. You guys are going to be the first people that our guests see when they come here. And so here's the startling statistic about this is that people decide, first time guests decide whether or not they're going to come back to a church within the first 11 minutes of coming. And so this is why you guys, our guest services team, play such a vital role in helping us create a welcoming and irresistible atmosphere that makes guests want to keep coming back again and again and eventually partnering with us here at City Hope. And so this is the heart behind our guest services team is that we want to create an incredible experience for every single guest that comes to our church during a weekend experience. Here at City Hope, we are all about raising up and empowering leaders. And this is why we have structured our guest services team with three different levels of leaders. The first level are our team members, and this is the level that you're starting off on. You guys are the lifeblood of our teams. You guys are the ones that make things happen. You are on the front lines. The second level of leadership are our team leaders. Each team, parking, common grounds, greeters, and ushers, each one of those teams all have a team leader leading those teams. And the team leaders are the ones that are going to be assisting you in training you and helping you as you serve on your teams. Then the third level of leadership is our coach level. Our coaches are the ones that oversee all of the teams. The team leaders answer to them, and the coaches lead huddles. They're the ones that just oversee the whole entirety of the guest services experience. Right now, I want to talk to you about having an outward focused mentality whenever you serve here at City Hope. What I mean by that is that it's so easy to come to church with a me focused mentality. It's easy to be thinking about the rough week that you've had, the chaos in your life, and it's easy to bring that negative attitude into your serving. And as our team members serve here, we always want to remind them that it's not about them, that for the next 45 minutes to an hour of them serving, that they need to remain outward focused. And there's something life-giving whenever we take the focus off of ourselves and place it on someone else. There's something rewarding. And so I encourage you that whenever you come here to serve, that you pray and you ask God to help you, to give you the strength to serve, that you cast your cares upon Him, and that you ask Him, say, Lord, use me today. Help me to remain outward focused. Help me to love people like you love them. Help me to see them like you see them. Because when you do this, it's going to help you remain outward focused, and it's going to make the day be so much better when you're doing what God's called you to do on that Sunday. We always want our team members to communicate and convey to our guests that they are excited to see them. And this is why body language plays such a vital role in serving on our guest services experience. And so these are some practical things, but they're very helpful. And so one of the things is always remaining eye contact with whoever you're talking to. The second thing is smiling, putting a big smile on your face, right? If you are not smiling and people are coming and you're just like, welcome to City Hope, that's not great. But if you have a big smile on your face, it makes a huge difference. Another thing is giving someone a handshake or a high five or maybe a hug. Or, the biggest thing that we always tell our team members is with a smile on your face, always say, "Welcome to City Hope," and say it with enthusiasm. Because again, your body language, your tone really communicates to our guests that they are valued and that we welcome them here at City Hope. So, one of the things that we really want you to be good at as a guest services team member is to always be on the lookout for first time guests. If you see someone that walks into the building with a deer in the headlights look, looking around, trying to figure out where they're at, where to go, usually they're new, okay? And so if you see someone like that, maybe they've walked into the commons area, go up to them and introduce yourself. And then ask this question: how long have you been coming to City Hope? And typically, if they're a first time guest, they'll say, "Oh, this is my first time here." And so, with that information, you can then now escort them to the square and introduce them to a Connect team member where they can get a gift. Or if they have children, then you can escort them over to our Kid City guest check in area and introduce them to one of our guest services check in team members over there who will then get their kids situated in Kid City. But again, this is all about being intentional and looking for first time guests and connecting with them, because we all know how it feels to walk into a place and not know what to do. And you see all these people and they're just staring at you, right? And so we want to make sure that our guests have an incredible experience as soon as they walk in. So prior to the weekend, you will receive a serving notification from a tool that we use called Planning Center. Planning Center is how we schedule all of our volunteers to serve. So when you're placed on a rotation, you'll receive an email or a text notifying you that you've been scheduled to serve, and it will ask you to either confirm or decline. Now, we need you to answer and never leave that unconfirmed. And the reason why is because there is a lot that goes into a weekend service, and we depend on our guest services team to really show up. And so, if we don't have enough volunteers, then we won't be prepared. And then we're scrambling around trying to fill in the gaps. And so, we need you to always confirm, or if you can't make it, to decline. And if you decline, and this is important as well, if you decline, make sure that you give us a reason why. And the reason being is so that I can pastor you better. For instance, if someone is having surgery and they decline because of the surgery and I don't know about it, then I can't go visit them in the hospital. And so it's imperative that if you can't make a weekend service, whenever you decline, to give a reason why. Even if it's just a simple, "Hey, we're on vacation." It just lets us know that, hey, you're okay, or that something's not okay. So again, on Planning Center, you'll receive a notification to serve. You'll get a text, you'll get an email, and we need you to either confirm or decline, but never leave it unconfirmed. All right. Along with Planning Center Online, you can also download the Planning Center app from the App Store. And I encourage you to do that because it makes it so much easier to confirm or decline from your phone. So let's talk about your serving protocol on Sunday mornings. Before you come to church, make sure you have your guest services t-shirt on. You'll receive that whenever you actually start training, whether that's this weekend or whenever you're scheduled to actually train for the first time. All right, so make sure you have your guest services t-shirt on. Now, we ask all of our team members to arrive 45 minutes prior to the service that they're attending at. So if you are serving the 8:30 service, then you need to be here by 7:45. If you're serving at the 10 o'clock service, then you need to be here at 9:15. If you're serving at the 11:30 service, then you need to be here at 10:45. And the reason why is that we need you to come here, and if you have kids, you could go ahead and check them in whenever you get here. But after that, you'll immediately go to the team lounge, which is located by our common grounds area. You'll see a door that says team lounge on it. You'll go in there and you'll check in first. There is an iPad located to the left as soon as you walk into the doors. And there's an iPad there. that has a place where you can check in. And this is really important that you do that because it keeps track of how many volunteers that have served that day. And then from there, you'll go by the cabinets in the team lounge and you'll get a name badge. And you'll probably have to wipe off somebody's name and then put your name on it, and then you'll wear it for the remainder of the day until the very end of the day. You'll bring it back. Okay. After you've done all that, we want you just to hang out and connect with some of your fellow team members if there's time. But then, 30 minutes before service begins, you guys will meet together as a team in what we call a team huddle. And this is so important that you don't miss these because the coach is going to be sharing uh, logistics for the day. He's going to pray with you guys. He's going to inspire you. And so it's so important that you are there for the team huddle as well. As soon as the huddle is dismissed, you guys need to go into your designated spots. And if you're training for the first time, they'll walk you through that and show you where you'll need to be. And from there, you'll remain there for the next 30 to 40 minutes. All right, and uh, and and typically, what happens is that service will begin, and we want you to stay there until the second song starts. All right, typically, that's usually the time that we don't have any more guests coming in. Now, if we have a whole bunch of guests coming in, then you may need to stay in your position until it's kind of died down. But typically, by the second song, you're able to go into the worship center. And here's something really important: we need you to sit in the back. Okay, and this is very important. I'll explain that in just a second. But we need you to find a seat in the back during the worship time, and remain there until the very close of the service. Okay, and so whenever you hear pastor or whoever is speaking, whenever you hear them begin to pray, then you will need to quietly get up from your seat and exit the worship center to get back into your position. So if you're on parking, you go back into parking. Greeters, you'll be standing by the door. Uh, Ushers, you guys are in the worship center, so it doesn't really matter. But coffee team, you'll go back and assist the other coffee team members if if they need help. But you'll remain there. Okay, so as soon as service dismisses, you'll remain in those positions between 5 to 10 minutes until the service is cleared, or until the new team members, depending on what service you're serving at. So if you're serving at 8:30, most likely the 10 o'clock rotation is probably going to be in their places. Um, and then same thing with 10 o'clock, 11:30 will replace you guys pretty quickly. But if you're on the 11:30 team, you'll need to stay there until all of our guests have left. And usually they leave within 10, sometimes 15 minutes of our services being dismissed. All right. Once again, I can't tell you how excited I am to have you part of our team here at City Hope Church. I'm believing that this is just going to be an exciting time in your life and that you really get connected with your team members and that you make lifelong friends and that you get to see God do some incredible things just by you simply saying yes to Him in serving. And I want you to know, with you being part of our team, that I am here for you. As your pastor, I'm here for you, and I want to serve you and your family in any way that I can. So please don't ever hesitate to reach out to me. But I love you. I'm praying for you, and I'm so excited once again to have you part of our team here at City Hope Church.